Hello, everyone. How's everybody doing? Hope you're having a good day. Well, it is Monday, the 13th of March, 2023, and it is a gorgeous sunny day, and it's kind of a little bit on the cool side, and yeah, so it's the first, well, not full day, but yeah, we had the time change on the weekend, and it's just, ugh, ugh. So, yeah, we're all kind of dragging our feet trying to get used to it. So, hopefully this is the last time. But I think they might do it, that they change it back in the fall. And then hopefully that's it. No more. No more. I would say the majority of the population do not want it anymore. So, yeah. So this is what I'm working on. This is my blue lady. I think she's actually purple, but on here it's kind of blue. So right now I'm working down here on her bow or whatever it is. So right there. And I did start her when I first got her because I was eager to start her. And I worked on this part up here when I first started her. And this is her eye. So this is what I worked on yesterday on all this part. So I am going to continue working here. If I can find my needle. Do I even have it? Oh, yes, I do. Thank goodness. Because I don't have a lot of these size 14 needles. And so, yeah. So yesterday I had my live, and it was just Jolene and I. And that was okay, too. We had a really good chat for 2 hours. Yes. It was really nice. So, she had asked me to, if I would explain, and I should have been more ready for this, but I will try over the next few days. It's on, like if you get a pattern, and it's, say, this is on a 14, okay, and to, what the difference is between a 14 and an 11 account in regard to a design like this, right? So if this was the same size fabric, which happens to be 54 by 72, that's the outside fabric, okay? So it's a 44 by 62, okay? So this is what it looks like on a 14 count. Now, if I was to do this as an 11 count and put the same picture into an 11 count, then it would be that the picture would be larger, but you would lose, say, like roughly this much. Okay, but it would be still the same size like this, but the actual picture would be more, would be smaller to be able to fit into that. Now, and I hope I'm not losing you on this. Now, if you were to take this same size picture and you wanted it this exact, you know, like everything, but put it into an 11 count, then your fabric would go bigger to put all of this into an 11. Okay, so say this was an 11, that this same picture, okay, to do the exact same, to get everything in there, to have the same, the way that it looks, then this picture would end up being like this big, like right, just saying right down to here, okay? To have it look exactly the same as on a 14 count. I hope I'm not losing you on that. Right? But if I wanted that the end result is this size, okay, then of course the picture will end up being slightly bigger, and you won't have the pixelation, but you won't have the dimensions of it. So you won't see all the, like, this extra here. They will just take that same picture to fill that same frame. Okay. It's the same if I say you took a picture and it comes in whatever it is, 3.5 by 5. But you wanted it blown up, right? To an 8 by 10. They would take that exact same picture and blow it up to an 8 by 10. So you would lose nothing. Would be the exact same picture and blew it up. But say you wanted just a small portion of that original picture, okay, and you would blow that one little section, you would blow that up to fit, say, even a 5 by 7, okay, then it would become, yes, you would have the detail, but it could be that it's, you know, you may lose the sharpness in the picture. So if I wanted this design the way that it looks right now on this, and I wanted it, instead of a 14 count, I wanted this as an 11 count, my fabric size would be bigger. But if I wanted it to stay as an 11 count, but this same size, then I would either lose on the outside or it would become blurry. You know? I don't know. I don't know if I made any sense. I don't know. I know I did a video way back when where I did comparisons, where I did a 14, I think a 16, no, an 11, 14, 16, and maybe an 18. You would still get the, it's just your canvas size diminishes the higher in the count you go. Right? So if I went to an 18 count, instead of this picture being this big, it would go down to like this size. It would be the same picture to fit in there. It would just be much smaller. Right? But I know that I did comparisons. And again, I'd like to reiterate that when you order a design, that you make darn sure that you look into it, that it's whether it's counted or printed, because sometimes they don't say. And also make sure that you're getting, if you want cross stitch, that you make sure it's a cross stitch, not a diamond painting, because this is a pet peeve of mine. It's when you go to put in that you're looking for printed cross stitch and it comes up as diamond painting. They're two different crafts, right? And like if you go and you want it's just supposing you want you're looking for wooden beads. You may have wooden beads, right? But say you are looking for red wooden beads, okay? And they bring up all kinds of beads. Or say you want 2 centimeter red wooden beads, okay? And you put that in, and they put in 5 centimeter beads that are green, okay? Or beads that are, say, 3 centimeter beads that are blue. But you are looking for 2 centimeter wooden beads that are red. And so they bring in all that other kind of stuff in there. Or you put in wooden beads and they put in plastic beads. They put in glass beads. They put in beach balls. They put in baseballs. All that kind of thing. You're mixing things up. Have it that you have a separate section for diamond painting, a separate section for counted cross stitch, a separate section for printed or stamped, whatever term you want to use. And do not mix. Don't mix them up. That's the thing I like about VIP cross stitch, is that they, I just noticed the last time I went looking that they have, somebody was looking for Victoria Wharf. Okay, and yes, I will be starting it again next Sunday. And so stay tuned for that if that's what you've been looking for. And they have it separate. They have 11 count printed over here. They have 14 count counted over here. They are two separate entities that you know exactly what you're getting. No, they do not have it as 14 count printed. Because I looked. Okay. But I know that some are, and it's happened to me. I'm right there, and I know it's happened to Laura from Stitching with Laura. I know it's happened to Natalia, Lovecraft Forever, that you go to order something and you open it up expecting to find a printed and you find that you have a counted. That is so disheartening. Now, I would say that don't just toss it, okay? If it is that you do stamped, and stamped is really good for you, treated you well, then stay with stamped, especially on a big-ass project, right? Like, I would never do this one here in a counted. I just wouldn't. It's, to me, that would be just way too, no way. But, yeah, that you just, you stick with what you know, okay? If it is that you want to try a counted, then may I suggest you get a very small one. One that isn't filled in totally. And start out very small. And something that's very straightforward and easy. And that it's just easy, you know. But if you haven't really done counted before, and you get a big project like Victoria Wharf, or like my blue lady here, or purple lady, I think she's going to be purple. That you know, you're going to be just frustrated. You are just going to be so frustrated, and so you're just going to discouraged. You're going to just give it up. But the thing is that this project is not wasted. Okay? Because you can use the fabric for small designs. You can use the threads for small designs. You can give the chart away to someone else or donate it or whatever the case may be. And perhaps there's somebody out there that would like to do it. If you don't want to do it, you can always try and sell it. Stash Unload is a good place. Okay. Then I would just go and, you know, just sell it. Even if you take a little bit of a loss on it. So instead of, say you pay $25 for it and you sell it for $20. And, yeah, it's better than being wasted. You know, I have a few charts here. And, you know, that I will not do or whatever. And, or came as a counted and I want as a printed. And, I can still use the threads. I can still use the fabric for something. You know, nothing goes to waste. Nothing goes to waste. And if somebody says, "Oh, well, just toss it," well, that's such a waste. That's like throwing the baby out with the bathwater, right? It doesn't make even any sense. So it's like saying that the door is broken, so therefore you're going to sell the house. Right? That's nope. But yeah. So this morning there I was watching about the banking thing there that's happening in the States. Like, we're kind of lucky up here in Canada because we have nationwide banks. We have smaller credit unions, but we usually have banks that are across Canada, like CIBC, Bank of Nova Scotia, BMO, TD Canada Trust, CIBC, you know, but then you get the smaller credit unions, which are, a lot of the credit unions are being bought up by larger ones now. So, case in point, our credit union is now owned by the second largest credit union in Manitoba. So it's, yeah. Yeah. So otherwise, not much else. Not much else. Not much else. It's just quiet, and I'm just going to stitch on this today. So last night I was really tired and I took my meds, and then I slept until 6:45 the new time this morning, which was really good. But it's this time change really, it really sucks big time. Yeah. So, yep. Yeah, so otherwise there's not much going on. So my bike is supposed to be coming here by Friday. And I think I'm going to call her Rosie. So I think that's what I'm going to call her, is Rosie. Because she's pink. And it's, I think it's a nice, name. So, yeah, I think it's going to be Rosie. That's where I'm leaning towards. And I like that name, Rosie. Every time I think of Rosie, I think of he was a football player, Rosie Greer. And he was a big black guy. Big. But he had the softest heart. He was such a sweet guy. And, oh gosh. And it was, it's really nice. So, have any of you watched these videos on YouTube that are first time listening? So people who have never heard a song or never watched a song, usually hearing a song. So, like, some people there, and they've never listened to Gordon Lightfoot, and so they will listen to, say, Sundown, or If You Could Read My Mind, Love, or the song about the Edmund Fitzgerald, you know. And I have to wonder, is that blue or is that green? I mean, blue or black? I think that's black. And it's amazing, but there's a lot of these black people, and they start listening, and they go, whoa, wait a minute, this dude's white. Because they think only black people have soul. And it's like they're so shocked that the people that are singing are actually white. And it just goes to show, that it doesn't matter, you know, skin color or anything, right? That, you know, a song can be sung and it doesn't matter, you know. But anyways, they were they had done this one about the Righteous Brothers, Soul and Inspiration. And oh my gosh, for those of you that are older, and many of us are, and we grew up listening to the Righteous Brothers or the Everly Brothers, you know, but the Righteous Brother, you're my soul, my heart's inspiration, you're all I've got to get me by. You're my soul and my heart's inspiration. Without you, ugh. Well, you got it. My voice is nothing. Nothing to the way it was years ago. I've got such a hoarse voice now. But that's when songs really had meaning. That's when, you know, there was feeling and soul in those songs. What people call singing nowadays to me is like, you know, if you've ever heard two cats out in the backyard, that's what it sounds like. And it's just like, oh my gosh, it's just like nails on a scratching on a blackboard. But years ago, like I remember my mother having a crush on Frank Sinatra. Now, a little bit before my time, but still, I do, or Dean Martin, or, oh my gosh, you know, but I can remember my father, he would always get upset because my brother would always, he was playing, you know, like the rock and roll and that, and my father was so upset. He was so upset at him. And yeah. So it's, I know music and that has changed, but most of the people that have never heard these songs before are so, they can't believe that people could actually sing like that. You know, like that songs were actually, you know, sung like that. Like nowadays you put them on and it's just like, I want your sex, or just, you know, about, some of them are even like really, really horrible. Like they've got no redeeming qualities to them. None. So it's, yeah, just because it's popular, and usually the kids, they like it because their friends listen to it, and those friends listen to somebody else who's listened to it, like all this rap garbage. You can't even call that singing. And you know, like it's, you know, it's just like it's got no redeeming qualities whatsoever. you know, but you listen to the songs from the 50s and 60s. And like even before that, the 40s and that, like they really, like Frank Sinatra would really sing songs about like love and emotions and that kind of thing. And there was, you know, it wasn't just explicit, you know, and the stuff now, like they drop the F-bomb all the time. And they scream and yell and just, why do you have to scream? Why do you have to scream? Why can't you? Is it that, you know, why are you so angry at the world that you need to, it's like having someone right in front of you. Would you rather talk to them, or would you rather have the other person just screaming and screeching at you? Like, no wonder the world is in such a state, because these so-called artists get people all riled up. And that. So anyways, on that note, I guess that's it. I probably run over my time. So, because the longer this goes on, the slower it takes to upload. So, may you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be well. May God bless you this day and every day. God loves you, and so do I. So does Lilybell and Sydney and Jonah's up there. Thank you, Jesus, for being my Lord and Savior. Thank you for saving me from my sins. Thank you for being there in my darkest and deepest moments. Thank you for loving me like you do. Thank you for dying on the cross for me so that my sins may be forgiven. And that's a prayer I say for all of you. So have a fantastic day, and we'll see you tomorrow. God willing, please like, share, subscribe, comment. All right, everybody. Toodaloodles, everybody.